and welcome back to DevTube. We're coming to you with another video. And in this one, we have our great friends we've known since high school. We have the team of Impactful Coding. And in this video, we're just going to be talking about financial aid and cost of attendance, opportunities and networking, and the social life between NYU, a private university, and then Stony Brook University, a state university. So to start off, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi guys, my name is Jackie. I'm currently studying computer science in Stony Brook University, and I'm a sophomore.
Hello, my name is Pang. I am also a computer science student at Stony Brook University, a sophomore to be specific.
Hi, I'm G. I'm also a sophomore studying in computer science at Stony Brook University.
So the first thing we're going to be talking about is financial aid and cost of attendance. So why don't we start off with you, Tazwar? Maybe you can talk about that first, and then we can contrast it to how Stony Brook is.
Yeah, so the financial process for a school like NYU is it's discussed a whole lot purely because of the fact that NYU in itself is private. So just to go through a few numbers, the actual attendance, well, actually attending a school like NYU, it can cost you a huge amount, especially when you start dorming. So, for example, the actual tuition when you enter a school like NYU is around the the, the ranges from 50 to 50K for most students, and then if you decide to dorm, it can go up to around 76K, which I mean for a lot of people that is a whole lot of money, especially since it is college in general. But luckily for me and as far as Mo, we did get a decent or a good amount of scholarship that we were able to use for the actual payment that was necessary for the tuitions, as well as the aid such as FAFSA and TAP. So, for example, um, me and Mo, we received approximately 35K in scholarship, while I believe Isfar received a little more. I think he received like about 7K more, purely because of the fact that he was able to get into NYU through the early decision process. So that that probably had a greater influence to how much he was able to get, but it's still a significant amount for all three of us. We also received FAFSA aid, which was approximately $6,195, and we also went through the hassle of receiving TAP, which was approximately for me and Mo, it was a little different. We received a full semester's worth for the first semester that we had to take, which, as you guys know, we took the summer into tandem semester, which encompassed the spring and summer semester. So we got the full amount for um, the actual uh, the spring semester. But then we only got half of the amount for the summer semester that we had to take. I believe for Isfar, he was able to get the full semester's worth for the fall and spring semester. So
Mm.
yeah, that was basically how we dealt with the financial aspect of NYU. And yeah, I mean it for another issue. Well, if we're talking about one of the issues in regards to financial aspect, um, we can go straight to TAP itself, which
Mm-hmm.
basically had the issue of you being a resident, which I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys can kind of uh, connect with us in that regard. But I want to leave that a little bit more for you guys to say, because
Mm-hmm.
you guys were very different from us, as in you guys had the whole dorming process, and yeah, we were more on the well, NYU for us was a lot closer, so we didn't actually have to dorm. So I'm like, we're interested to know how that financial process went for you guys. So yeah, I want you guys to take it
Mm-hmm.
away. How did it go for you guys?
All right.
Yeah. So for state school, like the cost is dramatically changes if you're in state or out of state. For in state, right now, the average cost before aid is around $27,000, and compared to the out of state, which is $44,000. So that's like a really big
Yeah.
change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for in state, right, 27,000, like after aid, it's going to be around 14,000, which is way more than what I pay. So basically, like Tazwar said, like I'm a New York State resident, right? So they're gonna give me TAP. They're gonna give FAFSA is for everyone, right? Is FAFSA for
Yeah.
everyone?
Yeah.
Pell
Well, it depends.
Pell is for everyone.
Okay, okay.
Unless you're
Okay,
like
so
Some tap
FAFSA
Everyone gets
depends.
different amounts.
FAFSA is around 6K, like Tazwar. TAP, I think I don't know how much it was. It was 2K maybe. I don't know. It
Per
was
semester or per
2K
year?
yeah, per semester is 2K.
per semester. Okay, so it's like 2K per semester, and then Stony Brook also gave me like presidential, like I don't know, like whole bunch of tuition
Yeah, I mean, I can go
credit.
through it if you want me to. I have the
It's
paper
like
up.
what 500. Yeah, go through it.
All right. So
Yeah, go
tuition
ahead.
and fees for 2019-2020 was around 9.9K, which is a lot less than NYU's $55,000. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm.
And additionally, there's also housing and meals. So
Mhm.
that costs around like $14,000. So total is around $23,000 for aid. And then obviously we have the federal Pell Grant, which is 5K, 6K. Depending on your financial situation, could be less. We also got a scholarship that covered around $3,000 for a year. We also got TAP, which is for New York State residents only. That covered around, for you guys, it's like 4K per year, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie G.
Yeah,
Okay.
approximately.
Oh, you saw him? Yeah. Right.
Okay. Okay. And then we got tuition credit estimate. I don't know how they just determine that.
It might be based on like your academic standing.
Economic standing. Interesting. Yeah.
'Cause some people don't
And
get it. Some people.
yeah, at least I should have done a bit more research about. But yeah, that's to put into perspective. So total cost per semester is around 11K, 12K for aid. But thanks to aid, I was able to pay around like, let's see, I think it was like 5K. Yeah, it was like $5,000 per semester, which is a lot more affordable. But
That, and that was with loans, right? With loans, right?
no, that was without loans. I
Without
calculated
loans.
without loans. I took out
Okay.
subsidized loans just because, I mean, considering there's no interest till like after college, it's practically free money.
It's not
Oh,
really
for the time
free
being.
money.
For the time being, bro. For the time
Not
being.
really free money. You should pay off.
Who knows? Maybe inflation's gonna devalue that the cost. You know, it's whatever. Maybe my bad. I worded that incorrectly. And me and Jackie, we both live in a kitchen building, so we're not required to have a meal plan, which allows us to save around also another $5,000 per semester.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cost is definitely a
So-
lot cheaper than NYU, but
So without the meal plan, I basically paid nothing. Like I think they pay me some amount of money, but out of pocket, I don't pay anything at all.
Right.
And this this semester, since like we're remote, so I don't have dorm, I don't have they're giving me $4,000. Yeah.
Nice.
So G, do you
Pretty
want to? I know like your situation is different from ours because you don't have a kitchen.
We don't have a kitchen, but we
Yes.
have a balcony in our suite. Which is
Word. That's
a
like,
very good. It's a very good thing, bro.
yeah, sometimes you want to get some fresh air. You don't need to go outside. You just got to go to the balcony, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there
So
a few
like, how much
times.
did it cost you?
It cost me the same with meal plan. I have to pay like 4K a year, which is like 2K per semester.
Mhm.
4K a year.
I think it's affordable for dorming and just having meal plans on campus. You
Yeah.
don't need to cook for yourself, which takes time, bro.
Remember when we like didn't want to live on campus and
And we started visiting houses.
we started visiting houses? Can you tell us
Yeah.
about that experience?
Do you want to?
I didn't even go to any. I went to one, and then I feel like that might cost more than actually dorming on campus. So we just gave up on the plan.
And yeah, I mean,
Ours
I
was a hobo
just felt like the convenience of living on campus is just a lot better. We don't really need to drive to campus every day. I mean, some people do that, but I just think that like being on campus, there's a lot more, I guess, resources. As in like,
Yeah.
oops, my camera. Yeah, like the access, like you can just walk. You don't really have to go far for on-campus resources, which is a lot nicer. And the classes, like, they're not really that far. It takes probably about like the most you have to walk is probably like 10 minutes to class.
And if you
Just for convenience.
if you wanna live outside of campus, don't substitute your health for the cost. Because remember that hobo shack that we visited. If if we were to live there, the hospital costs would probably cost way more than the dorming. So yeah,
Yeah.
I can't really blame you on that
Yeah.
regards. That
Yeah. Okay, so just
You may have
summarize.
a door.
Yeah. So just summarize. Like, we pay around like. Wait, how much do you pay per year again, Jackie? I forgot.
Normally with dorming, I would pay.
Let's just go with dorming, considering normally we're gonna be dorming.
You want dorming and meal or dorming no meal?
Let's do both. Just
Okay, so-
But also, freshman is required to be on a meal
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
So freshman year, I was required to be on the meal plan, right? So that would be around like 2K something semester, right? Basically the same as G, but without the meal plan, which uh, like maybe junior saying anything, and I think they would be paying me like maybe a couple $100,
Mm,
give or take.
yeah. Fortunately, I didn't get as much financial aid, so I had to pay like 5K per semester normally. Yeah, and NYU return to F2. You guys have to pay how much again per semester?
So for, I think, at least for me and Mo, we had to pay the year that we had the 2 semesters that we just went through. We had to pay around 7.5K, at least for me.
Oh,
Yeah. So it wasn't that bad that we got.
for NYU, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
say it is.
I,
pretty good.
I know like some people got some crazy tuition, so good job.
Yeah,
You deserve it.
for us, we did get pretty we did get blessed in that regards for financial. I think
7K with or without loans?
without loans.
Okay,
So
cool. That's good.
So for me, I guess the only difference was the tandem scholarship, I believe. You said you guys had 35, right? 35K. They gave me about 39K. And
my
I
math
guess
was wrong.
for fall
Okay.
semester. So yeah, I think you said 7K. That would have been great for me.
That would have been
great for
that
me.
would have
But
been just enough for like
that would have been free. I think. Yeah.
free both schools.
Yeah, and I got 6K for Pell, and then 4K for TAP. And then in fall semester, I had to pay around 2K. In the spring semester, I had to pay around 2K as well. It's just half of the whole year. And then this semester, it's kind of an outlier in the sense that TAP kind of messed up my they messed up my TAP grant. They were gonna give me 250 uh, for TAP per semester, which is insanely low compared to the
$150, right? Dollars.
no, just $250 for TAP.
Oh my god.
Oh, and I actually didn't get
That's
4K.
fair change.
I got 2K for the whole year for TAP last year. 4K was my mistake. That's the max actually. So I went from 1K worth of TAP per semester to 250 per semester, and then I asked for an appeal to NYU, asking for a bit more aid just because TAP has completely lost it. And then on top of that, I was talking to Tazwar and Mo about this, about how, because I think you guys had some issues with your TAP as well. They weren't picking up phones because of the COVID pandemic and everything.
Right.
I think they've just recently reopened their offices, so I'm going to try to contact them because NYU kind of gave me the appeal this semester. I don't know if they will next semester. So this semester, I'm only paying about $500, which is great in my opinion. And I guess to sum it up, between a private institution like us and a state institution like yours, you guys have it all comes down to a lot of the smaller stuff like meal plans and then dorming. Like I know that you guys had to dorm, so you guys had to pay a bit more than us. Tazwar and Mo, they also were considering to go to Stony Brook, but then
the wait
just
list
because
happened.
the dorming's and then you guys got accepted from the wait list, and then since you guys don't have to dorm at NYU, it's actually cheaper. So it all depends, really. If you're dorming,
You sure? No.
You sure?
In the beginning, I think they were. I think Tazwar was the one that had to pay like OD money, right?
Yeah, I had
And, like,
to pay.
You had to pay a
whole
lot of
whole
money.
lot of money.
And like, yeah,
yeah,
I don't know what happened.
That's
I think Muhammad didn't really pay that much, right?
Yeah, because I had the presidential scholarship.
Yeah, he didn't really pay much, but it was
yeah. So I guess that's it for financial.
You might like give
aid.
one more tip for financial aid.
Yeah,
That's
sure,
one more thing. So no, loans are pretty bad. People don't like them, but people gotta take them. So, Jackie was, oh no, I mentioned like I got subsidized loans. As a matter of fact, I can actually pay, for like the costs, even if I didn't take out the loans. But the reason why I took out subsidized loans was because, like, since there's no interest until after you graduate, like, if there's any like, I guess like unfortunate events that happen, such as this pandemic, I guess you'll have like the money from the loans to sort of help cover that. So I mean, even if you are able to pay for tuition, without subsidized loans, it's not a bad idea to take it out just for like unfortunate events like these. Like I have more income to work with now, but obviously I have to pay back when I graduate. So yeah, that's just a tip.
I don't think you should be taking out loans if you don't need it. Mainly because like I understand that like subsidized loans like don't have interest, right? That's great and all, but like mainly like most people like I know like subsidized loans like are only for like some people, right? They're not for everyone. Like they're not offered for everyone, right? So like when you're taking out a loan with like interest, it's like unsubsidized or something like that, right? you'd have to think like at the end of the 4 years. Let's say, for example, you have 50K, right? That's not really that's not the actual amount you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay off the interest first, and that interest gets compounded every single year, right? So I saw this video where like some lady had like 200K in
Yeah.
debt, and she paid 200K, right? But she still had 150K left.
Well, they should. I mean, here's the thing, right? If you're able to pay, um, let's say if you're able to pay for the loan, subsidized loans, right? Um, and you don't get interest until after you graduate, isn't
Mm.
I don't see. I just don't see any like issue in taking out the loans, the subsidized loans. Unsubsidized, obviously, think about it if you need it. If you really need it, take it out. But subsidized loans, for me, I don't really need it. I want to say, but I just feel
Yeah,
like it's
but
good to have that like income or have that extra money just in case something happens and
uh,
you really need to use it.
I'm saying
It's like
like
emergencies and
don't
all
take
that.
out loans too lightly. You know, don't.
I mean, obviously, you have to remember to pay off before the interest comes in, right?
If
But
you don't need it, I would recommend not taking it at all. Because
I recommend the opposite. But okay, let's wrap this up. Um, Next topic.
Okay, so the next topic is actually going to be about opportunities and networking between private and state universities. So, one of the great opportunities that you can do at NYU Tandon specifically would be the different VIP teams that exist within the campus. So, what a VIP project is that you get credit for working with a team of students and a supervising professor who leads you through the project for the rest of the semester, basically. So it's a good experience. It's a good hands-on experience on what the industry may want to give out to you. So, for example, this semester, Mohammed, Tazra, and I were in BioTracker, like a tele rehab BioTracker project, which is simply about using software and hardware to telemonitor um, the state of um, the state of disabled patients, which I find interesting. Um, Next semester, so I chose that project because I thought the topic and concept was interesting. It's a bit out of my line of uh, study. I'm looking more into the web development field. So next semester, I plan to go to a different VIP project, which includes more web development and stuff like that. And yeah, so I mentioned you get credit for that, which is also great. And you get you get to connect with professors more. So and then the people in your team, you get to connect with them and network and then potentially boost each other later in the future. And then, in addition to the VIP projects, we have great career fairs on our campus. We have several employers that come, uh, and with the NYU name, it just helps us a little bit more when it comes to those major um, employers. And it's a great place to network, learn more about the industry, and then of course we also have the Wasserman Center, which is like a career services center where you can uh, upgrade your resume and talk to other experts about how you can land a position in the industry. And yeah, Tazra and Mo, do you guys have anything else about opportunities and networking that you would like to share?
I mean, from in terms of networking at NYU, I feel like you stated, I think, the main thing that we kind of experience in terms of VIPs and stuff. I say one more other thing is probably just going to or attending certain clubs, like because you have you the connection that you want to make should also be within like a natural state with one another. So, for example, for me and for other people, um, meeting someone might because I'm personally for me I'm kind of a little bit more introverted, so sometimes I don't want to go out of my way to just connect with someone. But since I'm but with a club that where I know people who are upperclassmen as well, they tend to kind of help you out in terms of giving you guidance in what you should go into and what you should do, and they also give you their word in terms of the things that they do in their internships, which they kind of basically allow you to, you know, basically look into, which is for me that's a big help because at the end of the day, we us as engineers, to actually go into that field, we do need experience and having those type of brotherly connections with the people in the club that you attend, I think is also very important, along with what as far said, which I think all fits in together and complements one another for you to basically succeed at the end.
Mhm.
So what I'd like to add is that on top of the networking opportunities and the things that Isfar and Tazar mentioned, um, NYU is a very popular school and it has a very vast network. We have schools in Abu Dhabi. We also have schools in Shanghai. We also have different places where people can learn all over the world, and just this vast network, and that NYU has is you can use it, like you can connect with different alumni from different schools and such, and talk to different people from different parts of the world. And on top of that, NYU also has a diverse body of students. There's students coming out from Europe. There's students coming out from Asia. There's students coming out from all parts of the world. So it's like you kind of get you also get a diverse experience, I would like to say, and you can network with different people.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So
and to add on to Mo's statement, you don't have to. It doesn't necessarily have to be them coming to you. You can go abroad too. NYU has a great abroad program, um, but I don't know if you want to do it right now, given the circumstances with COVID. Um, but yeah, so that's a good summary of the opportunities and networking opportunities that NYU gives. So, what about you guys over at Stony Brook? How is it
uh,
for you guys?
yeah. So going back to what you said about the VIP program, we have the exact same thing. They're yeah, it's called VIP teams, and basically, like you said, we get to work with professors on like real world things. For example, there's one on the ecosystem, something with the ecosystem. There's waste management. There's robotics driven engineering design, which seems pretty cool. And we got distributed systems, computation, sewing, motorsports, which was something I was pretty interested in freshman year. But unfortunately, they only met on Saturdays, which just didn't fit in my schedule because I had to go home. And they have this thing called tech businesses in development where you literally create startups for colleges, like something like that, like tools, whatever. And that looks interesting. I just found it. I might try it out if I have time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah,
was it called again?
we just search Stony Brook, whole list of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
How do you join
and
the
okay, that's all.
teams?
for for TBD tech businesses and development, since Kevin O'Donnell is our current professor, he's one of the people in charge of it. So we probably talk to him, and he'll, you know, maybe let us in, something like that. And regarding clubs, we also have a lot of clubs. We have what is it called? Women in Computer Science.
Stony Brook Computing Society.
Stony Brook Computing Society. They basically have like, I don't know, weekly GBMs or something where they basically bring in people from industry and they either talk to you about stuff, which is another way to network, or they introduce like different fields that you could potentially go into. Like
Presentations.
I remember me and Yupang went to cybersecurity one, which is pretty cool.
And cloud computing, where we learn a bit of Azure.
Yeah, cloud computing, stuff like that.
They also host a lot of hackathons where you can meet a lot of people as well. Like there are also mentors there from a pretty huge company. Like once I went to SBU Hacks, which is a hackathon hosted by Stony Brook Computing Society, and they had a representative from Google there. So we kind of talked a bit. Pretty cool. And they also give like free merchandise. So if you're interested in those two, you can go. And the hackathons there are prizes as well. You also learn a lot of new technology just from building.
And like this, like I just like NYU is definitely like really, like when you hear NYU, you think, what you think, whatever. But like Stony Brook University, right? You may not think it's that big of a name school, but like, I actually went to like a couple of like meetings where like Google or like Microsoft or whatever, I think Facebook also went, like they actually like sent people over and like had like a conference of like how to actually get into those companies, which was pretty cool, especially for like a state school.
Also, we have career fairs too.
Yeah, we also have career fairs. Basically like a whole bunch of companies just pay the school to go in and then set up, like alumni come, you talk to them. I think we all went, right? Did we go?
I've been to some.
I went with you there. It was freshman year, and we were just trying to like try to network, even though we knew like most of them didn't really accept freshmen.
Yeah, there's some big companies that go there. Like we have Google, Facebook, Yahoo,
Apple,
some other big names.
Apple.
Yeah, their lines are long, so you gotta get there first. Also, there are a bunch of like local companies like Softion was there, which is a health company in Long Island, which is where Stony Brook is. And what else? There's also like Inroads was there, which is they kind of match you with internships.
Inroads was there. Pretty good.
Yes. Bloomberg doesn't come anymore. Because I went to like let's see, what was it called again? I went to like a meeting, resume review like club event, or not club event. It was like a frat rush event, but I went there just for the type of event it was. It was like a resume review, and one of the Bloomberg interns mentioned something that happened in the past that caused Bloomberg to not come here anymore. So yeah, maybe in the future they'll come back, but right now they're not coming back for career fairs.
Yeah. And regarding with Softion, like that's a pretty good startup. They partner with the school there.
Partner with hackathons too.
Yeah, and like they're located in the CWIT building. I think it's called Center of Intelligence for Wireless and Information Technology. You take a bus there, and it's like there's really cool stuff there. I actually applied to Softion and got an interview, but they canceled it because of COVID. So I was pretty sad. But
in addition to clubs and like all these organizations, there's also fraternities where you can network as well. I know off the top of my head I can think of like there's Data Tall, which is a professional business fraternity. I went to a few of the rush events.
Wait,
I didn't plan on rushing though, but I just wanted to go to the club just to meet some people. There's also another one. Was it there's one that one of your friends mentioned? I think it was like Sigma Phi Delta, was it?
I don't know, bro. I don't.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's SPD, Sigma Phi Delta, Sigma Phi Delta. My bad.
I'm pretty
Uh,
sure
it's
data
a
tall
professionals. Data Tall
is
is a professional one.
isn't
Professional.
it? It's not business, right? Isn't it engineering?
It's engineering. It's engineering.
Okay.
SPD is a more of a social fraternity for engineers. So whichever one you want to join, go for it. Gotta go to rush events, and then after that they interview you, to see if they fit you, and then you got pledged. Costs money to join frats, as most of you know, and yeah.
So we got Alpha, Omega, Epsilon, Sigma, Phi, Delta, Theta Tau. Those are some of the engineering
Yeah.
ones.
You can also meet like all the frats aren't just specific to majors. Like I know some of the business frat, what was it called again? Alpha Kappa Alpha. I mean I don't want to say it mistakenly. Oh yeah, Kappa Psi. They also have like some CS majors as well. Like all these frats, they're like designated as like business or engineering, but really there's many different majors there, so you can meet a lot of different people from all different fields. Or yeah, that's about it.
And like regarding state schools, like it doesn't matter if like I know it's good to maybe be in a school with like a big name like NYU, but like not everybody can go to that school. And networking, it really matters. Like if you're willing to go like beyond and just meet people, network with others, and like at the end of the day, like if you do that, you're gonna get some internships and opportunities open
Build
to
up your
you.
LinkedIn connections, you know.
Yeah, we have a video on our channel, Impact Coding. We have that,
First video,
yeah,
basically an internship.
Yeah.
Check it out. Check it out.
yes, sir.
For
Humble
sure.
plug.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's not really about the name of the school. It's more about you presenting yourself and
Yeah.
presenting your skills to your employers.
But it's
And
not
I
bad.
guess,
It's not bad.
yeah, 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 definitely. I mean, it does give you a certain boost, but it's not the most important thing. Um,
Yeah.
and I guess that leads us to our final topic for today, which would be social life at both a private university and a state university. And given that we're all in engineering, I mean, there might not be so much social
I
life,
mean,
but we're going to
yeah.
talk about it
I mean,
anyway.
I walk into the
being
bathroom and back into my room, and that's my.
I mean,
So,
So for NYU,
so Mohammed, yeah,
go for it.
you can take over, yeah.
yeah. So for NYU, NYU 10 at least, there's not really much going on. I mean, I wasn't on campus for that long, but I haven't found anything. There's not that many parties that goes on just because we're an engineering school. But if you really do want to be, if you're a party student, I guess go to the Manhattan campuses for NYU. Regarding frats and sororities and stuff, we have a lot of frats. We have many frats and sororities. One I can name off the top of my head is Zeta Tau Alpha, which is a sorority, and frat that I know I think is Kappa Sigma. Yeah, they're nice places to go as well. I'm pretty sure they host parties, but yeah.
We can still go to those parties.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
could.
I
Doesn't
would
matter.
They don't really care what school you go to.
go to parties now because it's COVID, social distancing.
Alright.
Yeah, don't go to parties right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but when after COVID done,
yeah.
Yeah, after yeah.
it's also a good way to network with people, just to meet people during parties.
But yeah, another important thing. I was talking to my CS a CST, and you just telling me how you know groups like there's just you gotta be in a group. Wait, like the way you're getting into these parties is like networking, like talking to people, like just making friends. Like you have to be proactive, essentially. But yeah, you know, since we're an engineering school, there's not that much going on. But yeah, there are occasionally parties. But if you don't wanna party, you can do. There's many things to do since we're in the city. You can go to Manhattan. You could check out the city, or you can go to Brooklyn Bridge Park. And just chill there. And everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the social life at NYU. So if you guys at Impactful Coding would talk about Stony Brook's social life.
Sure thing. Well, we have the advantage of being on campus, so obviously there's not more going on. First, obviously clubs, frats. We mentioned that before. Hackathon is also really good. Well, the parties. I haven't gone to one yet. I was planning to go to one this semester, but unfortunately, COVID happened. Um, yeah, I know that from my friends, like these parties, they don't just consist of Stony Brook students. Like there are students coming from uh, CUNYs, like Hunter, Baruch, Brooklyn College, and all that. Like people come all the way out here just to party. Um, let's see, what else do we have? I mentioned hackathons. If you're an engineering student and you want to network with people who are interested in computer science and engineering, really good
There's
way.
also like for the clubs, there's sports. It doesn't have
Yeah,
to be
sports as well.
academia.
Mhm.
Sports, which is something good.
Also, just
Network.
adding on to what you said, living on campus, it's a lot easier to make and meet new friends, like people living next to you, and maybe
Yeah.
meet people in the cafeteria when you eat. Yeah,
Mhm. Just say hi to a person eating their
yeah,
chicken wing
say
to
hi
the
to
left,
random
bro.
people. Yeah.
Nah.
That is great. Yeah, I mean, I know.
You could
He
network
takes
in the bathroom with your roommates.
Mhm.
he takes a bite of the sandwich, looks to his left, and says hi.
Hey there, how's your chicken? How's your chicken wing, bro? How's that bok choy tasting? Yeah, networking is like not something that you're just gonna get. Like you have to be active.
Yeah.
To network with people, you have to like be or have the confidence to walk up to people and say, "Hi, my name is this." Yeah, introduce yourself. You know, get their contact information. Hopefully, in the future, connect,
Don't
and
try to
then
sound
maybe an
awkward.
opportunity will come out of it. You'll never know. Person in front of you could be the one who's gonna get you the job in the future. You never know, but doesn't hurt to try. Doesn't hurt to
You want
try.
to party, right? If you want to party, go to Penn State.
Mm. Yeah, they have like all these there are party schools. We have parties here as well. I heard they're not as good, but I haven't been to a party. Yes, I don't know. I can't really compare. Maybe in the future. I have some friends who goes to parties a lot, so they want me to go, and they're kind of forcing me to go. So yeah, maybe in the
Peer
future.
pressure is not good, guys.
Peer pressure is not good, but then again, I'll go when I'm older because underage drinking is not it.
Brother. Yo.
It's fine.
Anyways, yeah, that's about it for social life here.
I see. Well, to add on, right? You guys talked about frats and parties, right? But then there are introverted people, right? Like myself, and then how Tazwar mentioned how he's introverted too.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Same.
you, so if you're not the party type, then you can also just make one good solid group of friends.
Yeah.
You can hang out. There's a bunch of stuff to do. Even on like, of course, you can do a lot in Manhattan and the Manhattan campus, but there's several stuff at Tandon too. We three, we play ping pong, we play pool. We go to the gym. And I actually wanted to go to an ice rink too. That like came to Tandon around February, I believe, but we just never got the time. So
Mhm.
maybe sometime next year, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely. Friend groups, they're gonna save you in college. I swear. Like I've been like last semester, I was at some very low points in my life, but because I have some really close friends, or I made some really close friends, as well as had some already have friends to be with, considering like a bunch of students from my high school came to Stony Brook. Yeah, I was able to recover from those and stay strong throughout the entire semester.
Really? Well, you're
Yeah.
pretty happy.
Bro,
Jackie.
That's. I mean, no, mental health is like you gotta like keep control of it sometimes. Like the person,
Was
it-
even if they seem happy, you don't know what's
Was
gonna
it
happen to them. What? What's up?
the 114 test or something?
I was like, I don't like the tests. They're not even they don't really affect. They shouldn't really destroy your mental health. You shouldn't destroy mental health over a midterm.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, there's some other stuff that I'm not gonna get into. But
Okay.
yeah, don't assume everyone's okay. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Yeah, take care of your mental health in college. Your physical health as well. Don't skip a meal just to study for a midterm. I did that a few times. Not a good idea considering that I'm underweight. And yeah, just
Bro,
stay strong.
you eat the most out of all of us.
I eat the most, really.
I know that for sure. You have like 5 meals a day.
Nah, like I don't know, bro. I just had one meal today so far. I woke up late, but it's all good. It was a good meal.
Oh, sounds good. So, all in all, after hearing the aspects and components of public university and private university, I think all of us can come to the consensus that it really depends on each individual situation, whether you're dorming, whether you have uh, loans to take out, or if you have meal plans and all that good stuff. So, yeah, and I guess one of the biggest takeaways is that don't focus on the name too much. It's really about your educational background and how you present yourself out there in the world. So I guess with that, we can sign off. Um, we're Return Death Tube, and we're glad to have Impactful Coding join us today. And hope we can get to collab a lot more in the future.
Definitely.
And yeah,
It's been a
So,
privilege.
It's been a privilege, yeah. And if you want to
Yeah.
check out a video that we made about coursework and our educational differences, you can go check out Impactful Coding. They will have a video on their channel. And yeah, if you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, as it does help out the channel. And peace.
peace, guys.
Peace.
Peace.